Hello, my name's Sarah Wheatley, and I just wanted to talk to you a wee bit today about why pregnancy is not just a waiting game, about why actually there is so much that can happen during pregnancy that actually can have an impact on how you are as a mother and your relationship with your baby. And actually, I didn't know any of this stuff when I was pregnant with my son, and I really wish I had known, because actually there are so many things that you can think about and you can be doing, and it can feel like you wish you'd known later on. So anyway, I was thinking that sort of one of the first things that actually it's really important to think about when you're pregnant, or you can think about, is bonding, is about creating space to have a relationship with this new person. And that might sound a bit crazy when you're talking about something the size of a bean, but actually what you are doing is creating in yourself a kind of sort of emotional, mental, reflective space where you're thinking about this person, you're thinking about who they are, you're thinking about what they might like. And that can get easier and easier as your baby gets bigger, and actually it can get easier when you start feeling them kicking, or if you see the scan or something like that. But people, mothers talk about how they find themselves just sort of chatting to the baby, or they write journals and talk to the baby about how they're feeling or what they're experiencing. And these are all different ways that you can sort of just create an awareness of the fact that you are forming a relationship with a new person. And I know it can be really difficult to sort of fit lots of things in when we're really busy, especially when you're working or have got other kids to look after. But actually there's something about just even sort of telling your baby what you're doing, sort of like, I'm going to get tea ready now, or I think it's time that we went to the shops, or I'm feeling a bit stiff, so let's go for a swim, or something like that, that can just sort of help you start to create this sort of space, this relationship with your child. And the second thing that can happen during pregnancy is that it's a sort of space for you to get used to the deprivations of being a new mother, which might sound a bit down, but actually it can be really helpful to think about the fact that when you're a new mum, a lot of people find that they feel a bit more isolated, they feel surprised by how little they can do actually, they feel surprised by the changes in their bodies, they feel sort of taken aback by their low energy or how long it takes them to heal. And you might have a really easy pregnancy. You might not be finding that there are too many bits that actually feel as though they're slowing you down or changing the way you are. But even just sort of noticing them and accepting them can help you get used to the fact that you might feel a bit different when you have a baby. You might feel a bit more removed from the world. There might feel like there's something going on for you that other people can't share in. There might be lots of things that actually do feel as though they're different to how they were before. So that sort of leads on to my third point, which is about our expectations about our feelings during pregnancy and after we have a baby. And there can be a lot of expectations about feeling really happy and really joyful, and that's not to say that that won't be there, but there can often be a lot of other feelings as well. There can be feelings of maybe anxiety, there can be feelings of loneliness, there can be feelings of being removed from other people, there can be feelings that you're worrying about getting things right. There can be lots of different things that are going on, and they might not be what you expected when you have a baby. And actually some of these feelings can start to happen when you're pregnant. You might be surprised by how judged you feel by other people, and you might be surprised by how sort of other people's relationships with you change as well. So it can be really interesting to notice what happens there and think about how you maybe can look after yourself, and ways in which you can protect yourself when you have some of these feelings, because they are all normal feelings, and actually being able to accept that they're there and find ways to sort of manage them. Not just necessarily you managing them, but sort of manage the circumstances that create them, that can be really helpful. And the fourth point that I wanted to make was that actually, not to be too heavy about it, but what you're doing during pregnancy lasts a lifetime. Actually, sort of how you learn to look after yourself during pregnancy has an impact on your unborn baby, has an impact on them for the rest of their lives. So yeah, there we go. That's pretty heavy. And I think this is really, really good to know whilst you're pregnant. And the reason I think this is because it means that you can do something about it, rather than finding out sort of like when you have your baby that actually there are things that you could have done then to look after your baby during pregnancy. It's actually really wonderful to think, great, okay, I know that I'm a bit stressed right now and I don't want that to have an effect on my baby, so actually I'm going to find ways of de-stressing myself. I'm going to maybe go and have a good cry, or I'm going to have a chat with a mate, or I'm going to sort of deal with that issue at work that I need to deal with, or I'm going to go and seek some external support to sort of help me with this problem. But actually, rather than just sort of doing what you maybe normally would have done, actually sometimes it can be really useful to learn how to look after yourself, learn to look after yourself emotionally, so that actually you're able to look after your baby as well. And I think that's one of the things that mums talk about struggling with after they have a baby, is sort of learning to look after themselves, and actually feel guilty about doing some of the things they need to do about looking after themselves. But actually, if you can understand that looking after yourself and gathering the support around you that you need to help you look after yourself is a crucial part of being the mum that you want to be. And I think that pregnancy is a wonderful time when you can practice doing that and learn more about how you can do that, and what is available out there for you to do that. So anyway, there are some pretty heavy thoughts in there, but actually I think that it can be really good to think about these things whilst you're pregnant, and to find out what supports are out there to help you do this whilst you're pregnant, because you're not doing this by yourself. There are other people and other resources out there to help you. And those are some of the things that we will discuss in the Parent Kind course, and some of the things that we will be looking at is what is available to you and how you can access those supports. Okay, thank you. Bye.